All right, we're back for another daily MLB Best Bets video here on the channel here for June 3rd. Yesterday, another positive day, 3-2, but a good 3-2, I'll say. You know, we hit our two-leg parlay with the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins, and we hit on plus 160 at close, plus 165 at close for the San Diego Padres in San Francisco against the Giants. I finally broke my curse of going to games and losing bets, so there's that. We're 1-3 this season. Thank you, San Diego Padres, with a barn burner, by the way, in San Francisco, a 1-0 victory for the Friars. Regardless, though, 5 more best bets for this video today. And folks, before we get into things, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB best bets here on the channel. Again, we are on a heater right now. Continued it yesterday, looking for more today. Also, yesterday we posted our game number 1 predictions and best bets for game 1 again of the NBA Finals between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So pumped for that series. I cannot wait. Make sure, again, to check out that video. Link in the description down below, along with our UFC 316 predictions on Greedo Plays MMA. In the main event, Mlb Best defends the Bantamweight Championship against Sean O'Malley. Go check that video out. Link in the description down below, and go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA if you haven't yet. Again, we are less than 200 subscribers away from 1,000. So let's make that happen over there. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today in the MLB. We're gonna kick things off with a money line play. I always say this. The max I'll go usually is minus 145. I'm gonna take minus 140 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I get it. This is kind of a crappy price to pay for Pittsburgh, and I completely understand that because they're the Pirates. Bear with me here. Paul Skeens is on the mound, and I know I've said before, I think the Pirates are extremely overvalued with Skeens in the bump, and that's 100% true. Lance McCullers is going for the Astros, though, today. Okay, that's all I need to see. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's all I need to see, and all right, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh, I thought, played well in San Diego. They easily could have swept that series. Let's just be honest. The most dominant game was Saturday, in which they beat San Diego 5-0. That game on Sunday, guys, if Tanner Rainey, former Washington Nationals World Series champion in 2019, doesn't pitch in that game, yeah, Pittsburgh probably wins. I was happy he did because we had San Diego money line, but the Pirates played a good game up until that 7th inning where Rainey came in and really just shit the bed. That first game, very competitive 3-2 Padres victory, and that was coming off back-to-back victories Pittsburgh had picked up in Arizona at Chase Field against the Diamondbacks. And Paul Skeens in his last start was phenomenal. The Pirates finally got that guy run support. They got him 10 runs, and he just completely dominated Arizona, a team that can swing the bat really well. Skeens in 6 2/3 innings only gave up 4 hits and gave up 0 runs and had 7 strikeouts. We had him on his over strikeouts prop of 6.5. Boom, he hit, obviously, with 7. And don't look now, but the Pirates have now won back-to-back games with their ace and potentially best pitcher in the entire major leagues on the bump. I look at this Houston team. I get it. They are playing decent baseball right now. They are only a half game back of the AL West lead behind the Seattle Mariners. They come off of winning 2 of 3 in at home at Minute Maid Park against the Tampa Bay Rays. We had they split the 4-game set, excuse me. Regardless, we had Houston moneyline the first game. They lost, and then we had Tampa moneyline the 3rd game. And shout out to Zach Lytle for pitching a shutout, by the way. Complete game, my goodness. A complete game and a 16-3 victory for Tampa Bay. But Houston, they win the low-scoring affairs, right? The 2 high-scoring games, Tampa wins 13-3 and 16-3, respectively, and the 2 low-scoring games, 2-1 and a 1-0 victory for the Houston Astros. Now, again, if you want to, rehash the past and say, oh, okay, well, if there's a low-scoring game against the Pirates, they should win. That's fair. Guys, Lance McCullers didn't pitch against the Tampa Bay Rays, though, right? McCullers has been god-awful this season, ERA of 6. Every single start he goes out there, and he just lays an egg, let's be honest with ourselves. Now, this all stems from that start back on May 10th against the Cincinnati Reds. That was the start where he got, threats to his family, which is pretty ridiculous that that's happening, but it is what it is. It sucks. Regardless, though, I feel like that's just been the biggest storyline around Lance McCullers this season. And I guess a report came out today that overseas bettors are the ones behind these threats. Awesome. Anyways, in that start, though, McCullers went at 1/3 inning. He got 1 out, gave up 3 hits, 7 runs, and walked 3 guys. Since then, he hasn't been good. Let's just be honest. The Astros have won the 3 last games in which McCullers has started in. It's not because of him. 4 innings against the Rangers, gave up 2 runs. Mariners, 4 innings, 2 runs. A start wasn't bad, 6 innings, 3 runs, 12 strikeouts. Actually, McCullers, no, he was a big part of that victory. I'm not going to lie to you. I just think Pittsburgh's been hitting the ball fairly well. Brian Reynolds is heating up. Andrew McCutchen played a really good series in San Diego. O'Neal Cruz. The Padres really avoided really pitching to Cruz a lot. They were walking him a ton. But with all that in mind, right, I mean, you get Paul Skeens on one side and Lance McCullers on the other. I get it, McCullers look good in the A's start, but the Athletics are playing a miserable, god-awful baseball right now, so I'm not really going to count that, okay? Paul Skeens is still lights out. Again, he's the best pitcher in the MLB, in my opinion. I get it. Tarek Skubal is great. You got some great pitchers around the league. I completely understand. I personally, if I'm picking one pitcher to pitch one game for me, I want Paul Skeens pitching, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. He's that good. He will be the National League starter again in the All-Star game. We'll see if he can win the Cy Young. I get it. That's going to be a tough race. But I'm taking Paul Skeens, who I think, again, is the best pitcher in the league. I think they can beat the Astros. I think Houston's going to have a lot of trouble scoring. And I think, again, Lance McCullers is more than hittable. I get it. The Pirates' bats are not good as a whole. But against McCullers, I think they should be able to scrape together a couple runs. And I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates to win a low-scoring game here at PNC Park. Give me Paul Skeens and the Pirates, -140 on the money line. Sign me up again for Pittsburgh. We go on to our second best bet of the video. We move to our daily Washington Nationals best bet. And yes, we're playing Nationals money line at plus money. I know what you're thinking. Trevor Williams is pitching. Yeah, it's bad. I know. I'm still taking the Nats here. Trevor Williams pitched a gem in his last start. So shout out to Trev for that. He goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs against the Seattle Mariners. Nice. You know, I'm really happy for the guy. Do I think that's going to happen again? Probably not. I expect a lot of runs to be scored today. I think the Nationals are going to win a shootout. You know, for as bad as Williams has been, the Nats have won 3 out of the last 5 starts in which he's pitched in, right? Red start, he gives up 4 runs in 5 innings. Nats win 11-6, right? They take L's against the Braves and Cardinals, but the next time they play the Braves, Williams gives up 5 runs in 3 2/3 innings. It was a great night for the Nats because they ended up winning via the walk-off in the 10th inning. The Ahmed Rosario hit in the left field. Nats win 8-7, and then a 9-0 victory last Wednesday in the Pacific Northwest against the Seattle Mariners. So Williams, again, the Nats kind of find ways to get runs when Williams is pitching. I think it's just a whole mindset thing. Like, all right, we know Trevor Williams is pitching. I don't know if he's liked in the clubhouse or not. I hope he is, honestly. We need to go out and we need to win this guy games, or we need to go out and actually get runs for this guy. And that's what they've done recently when Trev has been on the mound. And I look at who Chicago's starting tonight, and I see Cade Horton. All right, I don't think Horton's bad by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think he's good, though? No. ERA is about 4 this season. It's 3.98. Last start against the Rockies, pitched well, and honestly, the Cubs have won. Yeah, in all fairness, the Cubs have won every single start that Horton's had this year. I don't really think it's all him, though, I'm going to be honest. Like, Chicago's gotten him run support pretty much in every single start except for the Marlins game, but I mean, that's the Marlins offense, so you can't really expect much there. I think the Nats are fine. Again, the way those bats are swinging it right now, I think the Nats are completely fine. I hope that they have got momentum from Arizona. I get it. They closed out that 3-game set down in the desert, kind of cold, let's just be honest. Like the tail end of that second game and really the entire first game with the exception of the Nathaniel Lowe single that drove in, I believe it was CJ. The Nats were kind of cold at the end of that Arizona series, but they're back home. And I feel like there's like some actual like good vibes going around the Washington Nationals clubhouse right now. You're only 3 games under 500. You just came off a game where obviously you scored 10 runs before even, or 9 runs before even committing an out, right? Like, I think there's good vibes right now. We're only 3 games under. There's a legitimate chance the Nationals can go to the postseason this year. Josh Bell's swinging the bat well. James Wood looks like a legitimate most valuable player contender, right? Kyle Finnegan's still throwing the ball well. He's likely on pace to make another All-Star game. Mackenzie Gore still leads the MLB in strikeouts. I mean, it just feels like a lot is going right for Washington, and I think they can win this game. I look at the final line, right? Plus 120 for the Nats. I think they should be able to do it. I get it. These are the 2 hottest teams in baseball right now. Chicago's playing lights out. They've lost 1 game out of their last 8, out of their last 7, and it was that game where we did have Reds money line. That's all I'm saying. But both teams are playing well. I completely understand that. Nats are at home, though, and I like Washington. I get it. Chicago's 15 games over 500. That's okay. I'm still taking the Nats. Don't know if Kyle Tucker's playing tonight or not. He left that last game against the Reds with a finger jam, I believe. You know, I'm not going to mind if Kyle Tucker just wants to take a couple days off. You know, I'm kind of hoping he just rests up. You know, need you for the rest of the year. Don't need you for Washington right now. But all things considered, I think the Nats are going to score a lot today. I think the Cubs are going to score a lot. I think this is going to be a shootout that the Nats just find a way to win at home. They're a much better team at home, by the way, right? all season long they've been better at home. I think they're going to win here against Chicago with Cade Horton on the bump. Again, good vibes all around right now for Washington. I am going to go on a quick tangent, okay? So if you want to skip like 2 minutes ahead, if you don't care about the Nationals, go ahead right now. But I do got to talk about it again. It's just, my videos, I got to talk about my guys over in DC, okay? Again, vibes are up right now for the Nationals, and Seaver King has made his way now up to AA. Everyone was going at Mike Rizzo for the pick, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Seaver King move, but look at him now. After an ice-cold start to the season where, I kid you not, he was like 2 for 35 at one point down in Wilmington High A. He's been promoted up to Harrisburg to the Senators, and the former Wake Forest Demon Deacon is hitting the ball fairly well now. Again, he closed out his run in Wilmington High A with a 263 average. Not a power threat at all. As Seaver King, only 3 home runs, 17 RBI though, OBP 307, OPS 687. But really, like, those are kind of the numbers we kind of want out of Seaver King. And Wilmington is known for being a historically horrible hitter's park. Ball does not fly over there in Delaware, and it's just a deep field for a high A squad as well. I mean, we've seen players like Elijah Green struggle. Caleb Lomavita has not struggled, by the way, in high A as well right now. But regardless, Seaver King, I'm glad he's gotten out of Wilmington. That's really just a test you need to pass. Like, if you've seen what happens in El Paso with, I believe, the Diamondbacks AAA team and how that is the most hitter-friendly park in all the minor leagues, I'm serious. Wilmington High A is kind of the opposite of that. So I'm going to take 263 average out of Seaver King. He is a guy who, let's just be honest, he's not going to be a franchise player. He's not going to be a guy that's going to win MVPs. He's probably not even going to be a multi-time All-Star, but he's just another guy in your squad who can start every single day. When he initially got picked, I remember seeing the Dansby Swanson comps, and then I immediately thought, oh, okay, that just means he's going to be like our next Danny Espinosa. I'm kind of hoping he's better than that, in all fairness, and I like Danny Espinosa a lot, but I am excited for Seaver King. I'm glad he's not just going to be a guy like Elijah Green who can't get out of high A, so welcome to Harrisburg, Seaver King, and don't get me started also as well, Luke Dickerson is playing phenomenal ball down in low A Fredericksburg as well. Can't wait for him. He was another draft pick the Nats got last year, so they underslotted with Seaver King, and for now, it seems like it's working. This is a guy who plays great defense, and he's hitting the ball really well as well. Again, I just need to talk about Seaver King just for a little bit. Again, let's now move on to our third best bet. Okay, our NRFI of the day is here at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio, between the Cincinnati Reds and the Milwaukee Brewers. So yesterday we had Reds money line. It did not go our way. They should have won that game. I'm going to be honest, right? 2 runs are scored in the bottom of the first. 2 runs are scored in the top of the second. It's a 2-2 game. Christian Yelich ends up hitting a home run, I think, in the 4th, to make it a 3-2 game. The Reds should have had so many more runs in the first inning, though. Will Benson strikes out, and I forgive me, but I forget who proceeded to, I believe, just ground out to make the 3rd out in the bottom of the 1st. But ultimately, that's the only thing the Reds were able to do with the bats all game long against Milwaukee yesterday. And it just felt like a game of missed opportunities. They had 1 million guys left on base. I think it was 9, and they just couldn't get it going. Milwaukee, I think, only had like 4 or 5 hits all game, but ultimately they end up beating Cincinnati. So I'm going to stay away from the money line today, and we're going to the NRFI. Now, yesterday our NRFI did not hit, unfortunately. We had a Rockies Marlins NRFI, and I'll just be honest, that was a bad look. I should have just gone with my gut. I should have just taken Rockies money line. I would have looked like an absolute genius because they just cashed their 10th victory of the season. I saw it coming, though, with Marquez and Max Meyer on the mound. It's my fault. I should have gone to that. Anyways, looking to get back on track here. These are 2 teams that I know, again, the NRFI did not hit yesterday. I'm not really scared of these teams hitting and scoring in the first inning, especially with the pitchers on the mound. I mean, I couldn't have asked for 2 better pitchers from both the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds that I would want to go out and get us 6 outs. I mean, if I could hand pick them, I'm taking Freddie Peralta and I'm taking Hunter Green. Those are the 2 guys I want. First off, I mean, we can look at the matchups in the top half of the first inning. That's going to be Hunter Green on the mound. I get it. Green has dealt with some injuries so far this season, and he was very dominant to start the year. I don't think he's been bad recently. He just hasn't been able to go deep into games since his return, both in the Chicago and Kansas City starts that he's had. But Green's still a very effective pitcher. Whip sub-1, 2.63 ERA, throws fastball really hard, has got a nasty hook on the slider as well. I look at the matchups Hunter Green's going to get: Bryce Turang, Jackson Churio, Contreras, Christian Yelich, decent hitters, but I'm going to side with one of the better pitchers in the game in Hunter Green. When he's at his best, he's dominant. I'm okay with Green in that spot. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. It's going to be Freddie Peralta pitching today. For Milwaukee, this is another all-star caliber guy who's been to multiple all-star games, I think. I'm pretty sure he's been to multiple. 2.77 ERA so far in the season for Peralta. He hasn't been as good recently like he started the season, but this is still a guy, though, we rely on to get 3 outs. And again, when we look at the Reds' top of the lineup, I mean, again, you look at Elly De La Cruz, home run or bust, let's just be honest. And I know, again, he can slap a ball at times, but for a 1-inning scenario, him batting in the 3 spot, he's not really going to hurt us if they're 2 outs, unless he's putting one over the fence, right? TJ Friedl does scare me a little bit. This is a guy with a very high OBP, 387, 305 average. Same with Gavin Lux. He's batting 292 with a 382 OBP as well. I'm still going to trust in Freddie Peralta. This is a really effective pitcher and a really good pitcher. Cincinnati, again, I'm neutral on Cincinnati. I think, it is what it is. I kind of feel like it's easy to hit balls out in left field in Cincinnati, and honestly down the line in right too. I don't know. And I'm not the biggest Cincinnati Reds guy. Like, I don't watch Reds games all the time. I just feel like it is not that hard of a stadium to hit balls out in. I don't know. I've been to multiple games in Cincinnati, and they were both high scoring. Regardless, shout out to the Nationals. But anyways, I think Freddie Peralta is going to be able to get his way through this inning. In the first, again, Friedel's good. I get it, but I think he's able to keep him on the base paths. Gavin Lux, another challenge, but I am going to side with the pitcher here. And then Elly De La Cruz, unless he's putting the ball over the fence, I don't really think Elly concerns us, because then you get righty Tyler Stevenson, Freddie Peralta, and I get it. Tyler Stevenson is really good, and like yesterday, and like I said yesterday, he's always good in games I watch. And yesterday, the same exact thing happened, right? He's still a 240 hitter. I'm going to side with Freddie Peralta getting the outs. I think Hunter Green can get the outs as well. And we're going to take the NRFI here in Cincinnati, Ohio, Great American Ballpark. We got to get back on the right track here after losing one yesterday. Minus 135 in the NRFI here between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Let's move on now to our 4th best bet of the video. And it is our best player prop of the day. And I had to do it. I had to do it. Jack Caglione has been called up to the major leagues. Welcome to the Kansas City Royals, the number 6 overall pick in the draft, one of the highest touted prospects and highest ranked prospects in all of baseball right now. Again, the 6th overall pick, former Florida Gator, is finally being called up today. And you know what? We're sipping the Kool-Aid. We're taking Caglione here on the over total bases. The line's 1.5. Sign me up at plus 125. Caglione this year in AAA Omaha has hit .322 with 15 home runs and 56 RBI. Yep, that's just in one season. Yeah, and how many games did they play? I mean, that's in less than 200 at-bats. Wow. .322 average, 389 OBP, 982 OPS. It was a matter of time. It was a matter of time before he got called up. It seems to me like Caglione right now, again, a lot of things can change, like shout out to Seaver King, who we talked about earlier in the video. It looks like to me he's going to be the best player as of now from that 2024 draft class. Again, a lot can change. Like, I think Luke Dickerson is going to be a phenomenal baseball player. I think Bazana is going to be really good. Chase Burns looks like he's a monster as well. I think JJ Weatherholt's going to be a really good baseball player as well. But yeah, Caglione, man, the way this guy is blasting the baseball down in AAA, I'm buying into the hype. I really am. They're going to debut him on the road, which is a little interesting. I mean, again, he had to come up eventually. I just would have thought they'd probably I don't know why they just didn't bring him up against the Tigers weekend series, right? Or you could have just waited until the Yankees are in town next Tuesday. It's fine. Get him in there immediately. And I like the matchup today. First off, expect 1 million runs scored in the Cardinals-Royals game today, because Michael Lorenzen's pitching for Kansas City. Originally, I wanted to go Royals money line, but I was like, you know what? The last time I picked Royals money line with Lorenzen on the mound, it did not go our way. So I'm going to stay away, and I'm just going to pick Caglione here. I mean, this is a guy with home run potential. Easy. And this is where I'm leading today. I'm leading Caglione home run. Right, yesterday we had over 1.5 total bases for Mike Trout. He got that done in the first inning with his home run over the Green Monster. I said, again, the Green Monster was going to be involved yesterday in a Mike Trout over player prop, and that's exactly what happened. And I kind of think Caglione's going to go yard. I think he is. I know it's his first game, big expectations. Andre Payante hasn't been as good as he was at the start of the season. He's given up hits. He's giving up runs. St. Louis actually wins a fair amount of the games in which Andre starts. 4.23 ERA on the season. Again, he's going to give up hits. He's going to walk guys, and he's going to leave stuff over the middle of the plate. I think it's a big opportunity for Caglione to put one over the fence. Again, righty-lefty matchup for the former Florida Gator, and I like this a lot. Again, I don't know entirely how much the game's going to translate, obviously, from AAA Omaha. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if Omaha is that much of a hitter's park. From what I've seen, I kind of feel like it is. Just to be honest, I don't have all the minor league stadiums memorized. The ones in California I do, but not in Omaha, Nebraska. Just because I've been to the most of the ones in California. Regardless, though, I feel like it's going to translate. I really think so. He was great at Florida, obviously. He was a two-way player over there. Obviously, he's not that in the major leagues. But Caglione has been mashing the baseball, and a 322 average again speaks for itself. 15 home runs in less than 200 at-bats. 199 to be exact. Yeah, this guy's ready. He's more than ready. And I do think today, again, he's going to step up. He's going to rise to the occasion. He's going to step up to the big moment. And I think he's going to put a charge into a baseball. And I think he's going to put one over the fence against Andre Payante. If not, again, 2 singles does it for us. A double does it for us. Hell, a triple will do it for us as well. But again, I'm not that high on Payante. And I think Caglione, again, I think he's legit. I look at that draft class right now, and I look at, the entire first round. Savage is really good, I understand, for the Toronto Blue Jays, right? I mentioned JJ Weatherholt being great. I think Chase Burns is going to be a really good baseball player. I think Bazana, I think it's going to be hard for him not to be really good. I really like Luke Dickerson, who was that guy was a second-round pick? Oh, yeah, because we had Caleb Lomavita in the second, or in the competitive balance round. Regardless, I think the 44th pick, Luke Dickerson's going to be really good. I think Caglione's still the best guy. So I'm going to ride with the former Florida Gator. Over 1.5 total bases. I'm going Jack Caglione again on total bases. Let's go on to our final best bet of the video. I have to do it again. I'm going Padres money line yet again in San Francisco. I am actually going to this game as well, so that's part of the reason. But no, I really like San Diego. So yesterday, again, I had to sit through that bore fest that was San Francisco and the San Diego Padres. Just such a typical Giants game, man. They leave 11 guys on base. They had bases loaded, no outs in the second inning, couldn't get anything, and ultimately they didn't score the rest of the game. The Padres small ball their way to a victory in the top of the 10th inning. It's 0-0 going into the top of the 10th. A move him over bunt, sac fly into center field by, I believe it was Jose Iglesias. So Tyler Wade with the bunt, and then again Iglesias with the sac fly. Padres win 1-0. Suarez locks it down in the bottom of the 10th. 2 very hard hit balls by Matt Chapman and Gerard Encarnacion, who just came back from hand surgery. Regardless, though, San Diego wins the baseball game. Guys, this is more than just I think San Diego's better than San Francisco, because I firmly believe that. And there is no bias here, okay? I'll be honest. I really dislike both of these teams, okay? I just do. I dislike the Giants from the last time they played the Nationals in the playoffs in 2014. I dislike the Padres because of, I know he's not there anymore, but of Jurickson Profar and what happened last season, okay? I dislike both these teams a lot, okay? So there's no bias here. I just think the Padres are the better baseball team, by far, okay? I look at the pitching matchup today. The Giants yesterday, by the way, they had Logan Webb go 8 innings for them, 8 shutout innings, and they still couldn't win the game. And Randy Rodriguez is locked down at the bullpen as well. It's crazy. And then Ryan Walker comes in, doesn't pitch all that horribly, but and I'm thinking to myself, why isn't Randy Rodriguez just the closer of this team? I get it, they're paying Ryan Walker, I think, a little bit more, but, Rodriguez doesn't give up runs. And Ryan Walker, it wasn't his fault a runner started on second, but, I feel like if Randy Rodriguez is in that spot, I don't know if the Padres touch the baseball. Ryan Walker, for as good as he is very hittable. I don't know. I'm not a Giants fan. I just watched a lot of Giants baseball. I'm I just don't know why Randy Rodriguez isn't the guy for them. I don't know. I get it, they have the whole Doval thing, and then they moved to Ryan Walker. I just think Rodriguez is the best guy at that bullpen. Anyways, though, the Giants, I saw a stat, I don't remember it off the top of my head. They're 6'4", 70-something, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That could have been a fake stat, but it's something along the line, something crazy. They are 6 for something crazy with runners in scoring position the last, week, or last, 2 weeks. They have been horrible trying to drive runs in. Every game they play is low scoring. Look at that Miami series. They win a game 2-0, lose a game 1-0, and win a game 4-2. They don't play high-scoring baseball games because they can't score. So if a team like the Padres can just erupt and start scoring on them, they'll be fine. And I don't really care who's pitching for San Diego. It doesn't matter because the Giants are that abysmal hitting-wise. I mean, it's when you have automatic outs. Lamont Wade got hurt yesterday, got hit by a pitch. But still, Casey Schmidt, automatic out. Patrick Bailey, automatic out. Willie Adames, automatic out. Gerard Encarnacion yesterday was an automatic out. even though he hit a ball very hard. But these guys are automatic outs every single time. So again, even just take away Encarnacion, a 30-year lineup pretty much every single time is an auto out. I mean, Matt Chapman sometimes feels like an auto out as well. I'm just saying. But really, a 30-year lineup every single day is an auto out. You have a first baseman who can't hit, regardless if it's Schmidt or Lamont Wade. Whoever is behind the dish for you does not hit. You're a great pitching team. You're great defensively. But my goodness, you can't score. So I don't care the Padres are going bullpen day today. Ryan Bergerett is going to get the start. The 25-year-old out of Canton, Ohio, just got called up from the minor leagues. He's pitched in a couple games this season. Well, in those games, he's gone 4 innings of relief baseball, 0 runs given up with a whip of .25. So he's put 1 guy on base so far in the majors this season. That was his first game back on April 26th against the Tampa Bay Rays. Again, he's not going to go more than 2 innings. It's fine. I'm taking a San Diego bullpen game. They can work matchups here. Who on the Giants scares you hitting-wise? Elliot Ramos? Jung-Hoo Lee, but he's cooled down. Nobody else. I'm so serious. Adames, sure. Kind of. Still, he'll fling the bat out there, and the baseball is going to bloop into left field when Adames touches it. Sorry, Flores touches it. Adames is god-awful. Okay, he's horrible. And I look at who's pitching for the Giants. Landon Rupp. Okay, not a bad pitcher, right? We faded Landon Rupp quite a bit, even though it's not like he's bad. It's just we faded him when the Tigers played him, faded him when the Nationals played him. The Nationals game did not go our way. The Tigers game did go our way. How long is San Diego going to remain stagnant on offense? It's not like they're the Giants and they've got, we have 2 guys who are competent in our team hitting-wise. No. San Diego's got guys up and down the lineup. Machado played a god-awful game yesterday. He kept popping the ball out. Again, this is a team with Tatis, Machado, Arise, Jackson, Merrill as their top 4 guys. Bogart's kind of just there to get a paycheck at this point, it feels. But regardless, those 4 guys alone are better than anybody San Francisco's got. So I don't care. Landon Rupp's been really good. And I think the Padres are going to plate runs a lot easier than they did yesterday. And that's for damn sure. Okay? I think they're going to be fine. I think the Padres are going to win this baseball game, and I think the value's too good to pass up on. Guys, San Diego is much better than San Francisco. That's straight up, right? The Padres are a better team than the Giants. The one concern is the pitching, and I get it. San Francisco's got a great bullpen. The way the Giants are playing right now, I don't trust them to score against anybody, right? Again, nothing against what San Diego did yesterday. They played a great game. They played a decent game. They won 1-0, right? But, Steve Kolek is not a lockdown, shutdown pitcher. He went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits and 0 runs against the Giants, right? And the Pods got themselves in a lot of danger with Estrada, with Jason Adam, with Robert Suarez, who they were hitting the ball very hard against. Didn't matter. The Padres still found a way to win. San Diego, by the way, guys, 3-0 against the Giants this season. We're looking for a 4th consecutive victory for the Padres. I'm taking them on the road here at Oracle Park. Let's go with the money line again on the underdog line, plus 125. Give me the Padres to win in San Francisco against the Giants. So, folks, thank you all for watching our MLB predictions and best bets for June 3rd. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.